that the air conditioner? Okay, all right. People walking around. What's stopping you? Is it like what all 17 viewers will think of this? Or I need a haircut. The audio is probably bad. The air conditioner's running. I'm in my garage. I'm worried that I'll sound like an idiot. Kids are running around the house. I don't have the right camera. I have the right computer. All sweaty. That I suck at this. I don't see the wrong notes. My notes didn't sync up for my computer. 1 second. Fuck. This is really hard. So I'm kind of trying to mute all of these things in my head, and I'm starting. So I've had this concept. I'm just gonna read it. So I've had this concept for a framework for making content. It's called Makers and Misfits. It might be a good show idea or a podcast or a cult. I'm not sure. The idea is to talk to people who make and with people who are misfits. I want to find out what makes the woodworker tick and what makes the lawyer by day, punk cover band lead singer by night get up in the morning. The embarrassing thing is I've been talking about it for years. If you ask my friends, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years I've talked about doing this idea, but I just, for whatever reason, I can't start, and I'm beginning to start to drive myself insane. So I need to start. I've been waiting for the stars of Mars and the moons of Endor to align to start. I've been strategizing, planning, running numbers, writing, making logos. I've been doing everything but making. Everything except for creating. I've been paralyzed by perfection for so long, but I'm really fighting all of those excuses, and I'm just starting, and I would love for you to come along with me. The first few videos are gonna suck. I gotta get over the fact of the weirdness of talking on camera, even though I've done it. The lighting isn't perfect. My garage is a mess, but I can't let those excuses stop me from creating and making. I've been meeting with a lot of my creative friends lately, and a lot of those people tell me that they are feeling the same way. Especially a lot of my filmmaker friends are feeling this change in the market and this change in the very medium that we've all learned on. And I'm a firm believer that content is the way to go, and it is the way that we need to market ourselves. It is the way that we need to express ourselves. And now there's these amazing platforms to do that. But I'm also just curious of what stops you from making, because I'm hopefully not the only one that drives myself insane just thinking about the details and preparing. And sometimes I think it's actually more fun to think about the ideas and daydream of what it could become and who could it help, and instead of just getting out here and getting down to it. I write all kinds of stuff in the Notes app on my phone, and I wrote this the other day. I was like, I think that my creativity is like this inner child waiting and wanting to come out and play. The more I push it down and try to be a spreadsheet producing 401k saving, designed by committee corporate company man, the more I get depressed. And my biggest ambition has become to make it through another meeting, and that's pretty terrible. And Elizabeth Gilbert was on the Rob Bell podcast, and she was talking about this idea that creativity is the engine of resilience. So, like for me, I often am pretty down and pretty depressed, but then when I'm making, whether it's making something out here in the garage, like woodworking, or making something like this, it's like this creative engine that fights against all that. And I'm not really sure why that is, but it's such a true statement that creativity is the engine of resilience. So I don't know where this is gonna go, but I'm sick of talking myself out of making something, and I'm just gonna go for it. And I might post once a month, once a week, I don't know. I'm just gonna stop having excuses, and I'm gonna start going. So there's this great book called Discipline Equals Freedom by Jocko Willink. I saw him like on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I really liked what he had to say. But I'll close with a proper reading from the book because it's pretty amazing. Here and now, that's it. Do you want to improve? Do you want to get better? Do you want to get on a workout program or a clean diet or start a new business? Do you want to write a book or make a movie or build a house or a computer or an app? Where do you start? You start right here. When do you start? You start right now. You initiate action. You go. You see, here's the reality. That idea isn't going to execute itself. That book isn't going to write itself. Those weights out in the gym, they aren't going to move themselves. You have to do it. And you have to do it now. So stop thinking about it. Stop dreaming about it. Stop researching every aspect of it and reading all about it and debating the pros and cons of it. Start doing it. Take the first step and make it happen. Get after it here and now.